I will start the recording and I will share my screen. Okay. So apologies to everybody for keeping you waiting. Technical hitches, it does happen, but welcome everybody to the Global Cryptocurrency Blockchain and Trading Community Meetup. Tonight is hosted by myself, DC and Simon. We ask you not to record because we are already doing so. We would also ask that at the end of the meetup, you'll get a feedback form from Meetups. If you could fill that out, as it'll help other people find the meetup group. We do have a Telegram group as well. So if you want to send your contact details to either myself, David, or Simon in the chat here, we'll add you to the Telegram group. And finally, this is not financial advice. So our code of conduct, which we should all be familiar with now, is be aware of others, be friendly and patient, be welcoming and respectful, be open to all questions and viewpoints, be understanding of differences, and be kind and considerate to others. So tonight we are going to try something a little bit different. We hope it'll be fun and informative. So we're going to have a Q&A night this evening, and we're going to use a tool that will help it become a very interactive and fun evening, I hope. So on that, I will stop sharing. And just quickly ask everybody how their week was before we do get into our Q&As. Viviana, how has your week been?
Not bad. It was okay. Just like kind of not seeing the crypto space, and then like kind of yeah, I got a bit distracted, and then I feel like the altcoins were doing crazy things.
So have you been doing anything? Have you been doing any trading or buying or selling or holding or?
Not trading yet. I'm still trying to stack different altcoins, different platforms.
Good. What about you, Laura? Are you on mic with us? I think you are on mic.
Hello, can you hear me?
How you doing, Laura? How are you? Welcome.
Very well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Pennsylvania in the United States.
Your audio just dropped there. I don't know if anybody else.
I am calling in from the United States, being Pennsylvania.
Oh, great stuff. And what's your involvement in crypto?
I am rather new, actually very new. So I am just learning, and I ran across all of you folks on Meetup, and I've seen a couple of your sessions before, so I wasn't able to catch, I think, the last one. So I'm like, oh, I can make this one.
Good. Well, tonight might be a good night for you then this evening to ask questions that you may have been afraid to hop in and ask before when it was a busier night. Steve, how are you? Are you on mic? You found a mic, you're plugging it in, no problem. Tiernan, how was your week?
You know yourself, ups and downs. It's the way it is at the moment.
I'm Wayne.
Oh, good here, Polly. Still
Good.
just doing the usual, just holding and keeping an eye on things.
Holding and keeping an eye on things. Good,
Yeah.
good. Alfonso's disappeared there for a while. I was expecting Quinn and John in as well. They're not in yet. They were on to me earlier and they said that they would be in at some stage. So we can expect them in. Simon, will we get started? So do you want to hop into? Yeah.
Yeah, I will share my screen. So hopefully, did everyone pick up the lean coffee table that I sent through? I'll stick it in the chat again. If you've not got the chat up, the chats, if you go to the bottom of your screen where Zoom is and click more, it should be on there. Or if you're on a Windows laptop, Alt and H will open the chat. So we've got Paula, Viviana, Laura. So if you click the link, you don't need to install anything for Lean Coffee Table. You literally just put your name in from the link and it will log you in. So what we're going to do tonight with this, if I share my screen, I will show you. Cool, right. So this is a really, really good tool, and I picked it up from a friend of mine, Dan, who uses it. You get a free 30-day trial. So I'm on the trial, but you can swap emails and keep the trial going. But the idea of this is it will give us some topics, and rather than us just going higgledy-piggledy, we can organise the topics. People can vote for different topics they want to talk about, and then what we can do is pick out one with the most votes, have a discussion around it, add any action points or any points that we picked up or links or anything like that, and then move it to the side so we've got it for reference at a later date. So what you'll see on your screen, hopefully, is in the top left, you've got available votes. And with all the things that you're putting under add topics, that should come up and we can start a discussion about that shortly. So what we will do, just to start off with, if we spend a couple of minutes, so if we spend up until say 8:20, thinking of topics that we want to put in, and just type the topic in, press enter, and that will appear on the screen as you can see it on mine. And it could be anything and everything crypto related. It could be to do with wallets you've used. It could be to do with experience you've got in specific cryptos. Could be about projects that you found out something about you want to share with the group. But anything you want to put in there. And I'll add a few as well.
Hi, Quinn. Quinn has joined and has probably just joined to some silence and isn't sure what's going on. How you doing, Quinn? Just to let you know what we're doing here, we're using an interactive tool at the moment. You will find a link in the chat to it. And using this tool, if you have any questions or any topics that you would like to discuss, you put them in here. And in a couple of minutes' time, then there'll be votes taken on these and we'll start discussions on them. Simon is explaining how to use it as we're going along. So just to update you, seems you've just come in.
I've sent you a link directly, John, so you should have it. And you literally, when you go into it, you'll have the screen in front of you. Just add any topics that you want to discuss tonight.
Perfect. Thank you.
Simon, do you want us to start voting on these?
We'll give it until 20. I mean, you can vote, but we'll give it until 20 past for the votes, just so we've got all the questions in. Because once you've used your votes up, if someone puts another one on that you think, oh, I really want to talk about that, you'll have missed the vote. So we've got one more minute. Okay, so we're up to 8:20. So we've got quite a few on there by the look of it, which is brilliant. So you've now got 3 votes. Count my fingers right. 3 votes. So all you need to do is look at all of those listed questions or statements, and if you click the vote button on there, you've each got 3 votes that you can use. And what we could do is put them in order and look at which has had the most votes. So what I'll do, I'll unshare my screen. Oh, the thing I meant to say, by the way, use this on your screen. So if you're clicking on my screen, which I've done before when my friend Dan was using it, won't do anything.
I done that a minute ago.
So I'll take mine off share for now, and I'll share it again when people have all voted. Okay, so Wayne, you've still got 3 votes left. John, you've got 2 votes. Ian, and you've got 1 vote left. BC, you've got 3 votes.
Yeah, I was having technical issues there myself. All sorted now.
Cool. So John, 1 vote left for you, and then we can put it in order.
And 3 go in, Simon, yeah.
Yeah, I think we are there now. So I'll reshare my screen.
Nice one.
And hopefully. So what you can see on there is on the left-hand side, we've got actions that we can pick up from this, or any learnings we've picked up. But it's the next one along that's the important one, which is to discuss. So what I'll do, I'll move it onto the main page, and we'll have 5 minutes to discuss that. And generally, what I'd like to do when we discuss this is whoever's brought that topic up will just give an intro to it. And then if we all want to ask questions or talk about it or share experiences, hopefully it's going to make it a little bit more interactive than just a couple of us speaking all night. So this was my one, actually. So it was what are people's experiences with staking and yield farming. And I thought this was quite a useful one. So for Lara, because I'm assuming you've not done anything with staking or yield farming, I don't necessarily know what it is. But there are 2 different things that you can do with the crypto that you buy for certain types of crypto. One of them will be staking, which is where you lock your coins up or tokens up, sometimes for a set period, sometimes you can withdraw them immediately, and you tend to get a yield or just let Mark go in. A yield or like an interest rate on the crypto that you're putting to one side. Yield farming is slightly different. Paulie, you've done a lot of yield farming recently. Do you want to chip in and just explain?
Yeah, it is similar to staking, where you lock your coins up. Now there's different types. There is farming and then there's pooling, okay? So a pool is generally a liquidity pool that's 2-sided. So you'd lock in a particular ratio, let's say dollar to Bitcoin, and you'd lock them into a farm, and they would use them funds to provide liquidity to an exchange or for different leverage trading and things like that. And then you earn the interest on them. So basically you give your tokens away so they can you lend your tokens out, not give them away, so that they can be used for liquidity. And it can work very well if you find good farms, but it's a very dodgy market. There's an awful lot of scams out there. So if you're going to get involved in it, be really, really careful and do your research. Maybe John might like actually to jump in on this, because I helped John out there only a couple of weeks ago and got him started on a little bit of farming. So it was his first one. So maybe he could share his experience of somebody starting it new, how they felt about it.
Yeah, no problem. It was, in all honesty, it was quite a steep learning curve, and it is kind of scary because there is that time. It's like the first time you do any like crypto exchange, when you're just in that questionable time of, did the person receive it and it's left your wallet? So there's a lot of that, and I'm excited to continue to learn more about it. It seems like once you open up the rabbit hole, there's so many different platforms, so many different ways that you could put your money in, and trying to find, for me, the most important thing was figuring out which format was best for me. So I'm more of a set it and forget it kind of person, because I'm not always going to be able to remember. It's time to pull my earnings back into my wallet and whether I want to reinvest them. So it took me a while to figure out which form's best. And yeah, I'm ready to take my farming and my staking to the next level.
Cool. That's great to hear then. That is actually really good feedback, that you're ready to look at it a little bit more. there is a huge element of risk. So there is. So you have to decide how much risk that you want to take, because these pools that have really high APRs are super risky. But you can join a pool that's, you know, paying a very low APR, like 4 or 5% on a stable coin, and you kind of know that that's secure. And 4 or 5% is more than you're going to get in traditional finance. So if not, why not? Is my kind of mind frame on it.
Yeah, I definitely think everyone should try it out. I was messaging Simon, and I think it would be really helpful to walk people, like if they're buying crypto on an exchange and then they have to bridge it in order to be able to stake it. That whole transaction can feel quite complicated, especially if you're new to MetaMask. So any way of kind of like holding our hands through that process is always I encourage it.
Will you be there to help us hold other people's hands now?
Not quite yet, but my palm won't be as sweaty as it was in the past.
David, I think you've done some as well.
I have done a few bits, yeah. I'm still involved in some. But I just, you know, if there's coins that you're really comfortable with the fundamentals, time up, right? That's that.
So with this, we've got the option. You should have this on each of your screens. Can someone send Marco the link that I sent out? Because Marco, you probably haven't got it. But what you get is the Roman voting for this. So thumbs up if you want to extend the topic. If you're not worried, thumbs to the side. And if you want to end the topic, thumbs down.
And don't forget.
I'm sorry, guys. I've been out for some time, so.
Good to see you, pal.
No problem, Marco. Good to see you.
Hey, Marco, how are you?
All good. I'm traveling to Portugal tomorrow, so I will
Lucky
be
you.
back to the good weather.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous, Marco. How long are you going for?
4 or 5 weeks, more or less. So
Lovely.
will be nice. And I've been busy on the last weeks, so apologize for not being involved or missing the activity on the group.
That's no problem. We're just doing this interactive. I dropped the link in there again for you into the chat, Marco.
Yep.
So we are just using this interactive tool to guide the questioning for tonight, and Simon's kind of taking the lead on it there, yeah?
Okay, let's follow that. Thank you.
What we'll do, we've got 5 votes to extend it, so we'll stick another 3 minutes on. So sorry, Dave, you were right in the middle of...
Oh yeah, I was just saying that this yield farming and staking is extremely useful if you're really confident on, let's say, Cardano or whatever your project is, whatever your coins are. Even more obscure ones can be staked into amazing pools, but obviously with the risk taken account of, if you're going to hold a coin and you're secure enough to hold it, it's actually ludicrous not to get some returns on it the way you would many decades ago when cash used to pay good interest. Well, we can now avail of them types of services from our crypto. So why leave it lying in a wallet somewhere when you could be making coins, accumulating coins, just for having it sitting somewhere else?
Has anyone else had any experience of staking or gaining interest with stable coins? Because I know I've seen some platforms are giving you up to 10 or 12% APY on
Yeah,
USDT.
I use Curve for stable coins, and I use Curve because Curve is being specifically built for stable coins. Okay, and for anybody that's not aware of Curve, the way it works is it tries to give you, you know, the way if you go and you buy DAI and then you want to change it for USDC for whatever reason, you're always going to lose them because the exchange rate fluctuates 1 or 2% each way. Yeah. But if you use Curve, they try and give you 1 for 1. And they achieve this by changing the bonding curve calculation that you'd find in the normal liquidity pool. So in a normal liquidity pool, your bonding curve kind of goes like this. But with Curve, it goes like this, and then there's a straight line in the middle. And this stops the price from actually fluctuating. So it's really, really good, and you'll get 1 for 1. So Curve is available on the ETH mainnet, and it's also now available on Matic as well. So they give good rates too. I'm using Euro stable coin with them. So there is a Euro stable coin out there and I'm getting 20% on that. So it's not bad, but to get the 20% or to get the maximum amount of yield that you can get, you need to hold a certain amount of curve. So you have to kind of sit down and read, if you're going to get involved in something like that, read the documents, see, you may, if you're only holding 2 or 3 curve, you might only make 2 or 3%. So, you know, you have to see what is worth it and what's not worth it for you. But that's my experience with that one and stable coins.
The other one that I think has been quite popular is Pancake Swap. So a lot of people have, looking at the APYs on there, there's some pools that pay up to about 200%.
Curve is the CRV, the token.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So you should have another thumbs up or thumbs down. Actually, I shouldn't need to share screen for this, so I will turn my share screen off for now, because you should have Lean Coffee Table on your screens, hopefully. Right, okay, so we've had 4 votes to end topics. So we'll finish that topic. And we can move that over to discuss. So next one we've got is any tools you use to help you with crypto. So we'll stick that on and we'll stick 4 minutes for that one. So who's one? Oh, this was mine, sorry. Just gonna ask who this was. So for the tools to help with crypto, I was just thinking, are there any things in particular that people use that are either things like portfolio tracking or any particular tools that you find really useful for any of your day-to-day usage of crypto? Probably the main one I use that's useful is for portfolio tracking, and I'll use a tool called CoinGecko, which hopefully a lot of you have used already. And you can set up your own portfolio and actually track all the tokens in it. You can also set up sub-portfolios and watch lists if there are other ones that you might be interested in. Who else has got other tools that they use?
So I use Coinly, and I've referenced Coinly in here a few times because Coinly can also do your taxes for you as well. I haven't updated my own Coinly in a while because I've started to join some of the new parachains or sub chains or whatever you want to call them. And I'm not sure if Coinly is updated for all of them yet. I also find with Coinly, if you have stuff in a liquidity pool, it doesn't pick up liquidity pool tokens. So there's some limitations when you're farming definitely with Coinly and you're involved in liquidity pools because it just doesn't pick them up. But I don't think it's picking up everything on Matic, and it's definitely not picking up stuff off the Polkadot chain at the moment either. So it's yeah, it needs some more work on that one.
I'm with the Coinly too. It's not my best tool, to be honest. I think that could be much better. But I use it to track my portfolio. I use TradingView to try to predict the future, but not being so much successful on that part, but that's okay. And basically, and Twitter to see some sentiment around. I tend to, and I follow some people on YouTube, and I try to keep on top of what they are saying, and then I try to validate on myself what they are saying there. That's it.
Has anyone else got any tools that they use? So Viviana or Alfonso?
If we're talking all tools, we use Ledger Wallet, and we appreciate its ease. And then I also think Trust Wallet's been helpful, but we actually appreciate MetaMask a lot more, just because when we're doing anything crypto, we find it more beneficial to use the browser than do it on our phone. So, oh, and we use a VPN too, and so I highly recommend that for those in different locations.
Well said, man.
You know, in terms of exchanges, what exchanges you guys are using more?
For us, we use Kraken, Coinbase, and probably those are like our primary ones. And then if it's a weird coin, then we have to go find a weird exchange.
I'm mostly on Binance. I have some cool coin and the Gate IO for the exotic coins that sometimes we come across. Coinbase, I find well, I do when I need to transfer euros to there, I go to Coinbase Pro. Is much cheaper, but it's too much confusing. The interface is awful, and is what makes me stay away of them to do trading.
So I've changed the sound because I don't know about you, but that other one absolutely glared out.
That was
There should just
definitely
be a
easier.
pin now. Oh, we've got some questions in the chat. So Steve
We
has said,
do. So I've extended, I voted to extend because there's some questions in the top.
Yeah.
chat.
okay, so it looks like we've got a majority to extend. So should we put another 3 to 4 minutes?
I think Steve was asking about the VPN.
Yeah.
How do we use VPN? Is because I think I can answer to that. Is mainly when you cannot use a service on another country. Let's say the people from UK have been banned now to use Binance, so you need to use a VPN to pretend that you are another country. And in fact, is a little bit is another layer of protection when you are using a crypto wallet. So you need to be aware of the protections. I don't know if I could answer completely to this. If anyone that want to add anything?
I think a VPN just hides your IP address, basically, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It must give you another one on another representation, but be aware to use that free VPNs that you can you can put yourself in another network. So be careful when you are using a free VPN like that. So it's preferable you pay for look for a good service and pay some bucks for a good service.
It's a really good point, actually, because I've seen the same about some of the free VPNs. So I know that there are quite a few, like
there is no free meals, so you are the product. So
I think things like ExpressVPN, PIA, private internet access. Has anyone else got any that they particularly?
I use it PII.
Yeah.
Private internet access, something like that.
Tiernan, who do we use? What do you use? Oh, you're on mute.
I use Surfshark, and I'll put a link in that way I can get some extra time
Surfshark,
with it.
yeah. I use Surfshark.
We use Surfshark as well, do we?
Yeah.
I didn't know that one.
Did you, Paula, did you not say that Brave has one built in?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up next, but you can go ahead and bring that up if you want to.
Oh, no, I'll let you. That's fine.
So the Brave browser is a blockchain-based browser, and it uses VPN type technology to hide your IP address when it's doing things online. So there is a built-in element of security when you're using the Brave browser. But because you're using crypto, I'd always recommend the extra security, and don't be afraid to top that up with a paid for VPN as well.
Cool. There are a couple of other tools that I think we could cover off, and I'll very briefly do it because it looks like we're coming to the end of time. So we talked about crypto bubbles previously. So it's a really nice interactive tool just to see how the market's performing. You've also got for sentiment, and I think Marco, you mentioned you checked Twitter and YouTube. There's a site that's free called Lunar Crush, and that will give you a lot of information about different cryptos, how many, if I can find coin of the day. So they'll highlight a coin of the day every day as well, and they'll give you all the social volumes, so who's been talking about it on Twitter. They'll rank it by altcoin rank and various different scores, and which influencers have been talking about these particular coins. So might be a really, really useful tool as well. Now, let me just see where we are. You should all have a vote as well. I'll just come back out of that. So we've got 5 no preference, 1 end topic, 1 extend topic. Paula, I'll give you the vote on this.
I said end topic.
End
Ah,
topic.
we've got 2 for extend topic now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the extend.
We've
Don't
got
worry about
another-
it. That was just me. Don't worry about it. Go on now. Crack on. Crack on.
That just on that lunar crush, I was actually trying to Google that as you brought it up, but I couldn't remember the name of it, and I've never used it either. So maybe yeah, we're on to extend. Do you want to extend the time then?
Yeah, I'll put 2 minutes on.
Do you know about lunar crush?
Let's just share again.
Is
Sorry.
there anything anybody can tell us about it?
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
takes all the on-chain analysis and all everything into account and does all the work for you. It basically saves you what used to be a laborious, almost a full-time job. This is now doing it for you. It's amazing.
So you can, yeah, as you see on the side there, you can track the sentiment of it. You've
I didn't know that one. I think I'm going to have a look on that one. It seems to be interesting.
Definitely worth a look. You can also, I'm sure you can do portfolio tracking on there as well. And it also gives you,
It says up the top of your screen there, you need to sign in to do the portfolio tracking.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've got this on Firefox rather than Brave, but yeah, you can also go to top influencers. So who's had the most posts, what sort of followership they've got, different mentions. There's absolutely anything you want to look at. It's really good for social sentiment in the crush.
There is another one that I used to give a look, Messari.
Yep.
Messari, I think it's interesting, especially they have some portfolios there from the investment funds that where they invest, where they put the money. So I think it's quite interesting that tool.
I'd never seen that one before.
And you have an option somewhere, I don't remember where it is, where you can see the where the funds are putting the money, what how they invest and what they are investing. So that's really interesting.
It is also CryptoQuaint.com. I'm sure you've all heard of that. That's
Crypto?
right. CryptoQuaint, QUANT. It gives you some amazing onflows and offlows off the chains, and so many different tools in there. You actually do a whole night on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could probably do a night on that sometime. It's a deep.
Yeah, this could be something we could do if we pick out any particular tools that people want a bit more information on. You're right, we could dedicate a couple of minutes to do that. Right, so I think we've come to the end of time on that. So should we finish that topic and move on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So we've got loads of links and etc. in this. So, what would you recommend to someone new in their first year? Whose question was this?
That would be myself, being Lara.
Good stuff. Do you want to just talk about your experience and what it is you'd like to find out, Laura?
I sure can. And I really enjoyed the last topic with all the tools and such. And as I mentioned, I am rather new, and I started about a month and a half to 2 months ago, right before the first big drop, per se. So no sooner did I get on board, there was this huge drop. So I ended up, I think, half of what my investment was. So now I'm kind of climbing back through that investment, I feel, and learning all about everything along the way. My husband also has gotten involved as well. He was actually the catalyst for learning about all kinds of things, which is pretty cool. It's more like a couple project per se. We started off on Coinbase, so I'm predominantly on Coinbase, but I found my way to CoinMarketCap. Through CoinMarketCap and Coinbase, I learned all about the taxes and all that fun stuff for the United States. So I found a cointracker.com for taxes, although I also found another fellow, Clinton, on Twitter, who also talks a lot about taxes, as well as just really just learning my way through all of the various new person things like the staking, our first topic. I've done a lot of the investment or the interest per se on Coinbase for the Algorand. So I've really enjoyed plugging in my interest every day in my coin market cap. So that's been a pretty fun experiencing the interest each day. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and just learning and growing and kind of fast track through the whole process because of the drops that have been occurring. But I'm looking forward to the future, and I'm looking forward to a lot of long-term growth, especially with a couple of the ones that I ran across that I feel like they look rather promising. So that's kind of where I'm at. But again, given all of that, I was just curious as to what would you recommend for somebody in your first year, or even in the first couple years, just where are there good places to kind of steer in the right direction versus pitfalls to avoid?
I just posted a link that could help the newbies or even people that are for some time on the market, because that 5 books are really helpful, not if you want just doing day trading or whatever, but to have education around of how the markets move. I think is a good point to start and be educated and try to avoid scams. If it's too cheap, if it's too fantastic, for sure, try to be informed before you do any investment. There is a lot of scams out there.
I would also recommend, Laura, staying away from what we would call the moon boys on YouTube, because even if we're in a bear market or a bear trend within a bear market, they're going to tell you to buy, 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 buy. Okay, do your own research, do your own due diligence. Make sure you know exactly what you're buying into, because at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own money. Nobody else is. So learn when the market is down, like it is at the moment. Probably one of the most productive things you can do is learn and research. So I think you've taken really, really good steps. You've gone everything that you've done. I'm like, wow, in a couple of weeks, like you've done absolutely loads. Keep doing what you're doing, using the likes of Coin Market Cap to just get in and research coins, because you know the way you can click in through the coins and find their white papers and all that sort of stuff. Learn about the technology as well, because a lot of people come into it and they just know about crypto, but at the end of the day, there's a technology behind crypto, and that's really what you're investing in. So make sure you understand the technology and the difference between the different technologies as well. And that would be my 5 cents worth.
And adding something, remember that the markets go up, come down, go up, come down. So don't stress out when they are coming down. Make your research, but don't go in rush. Normally the people say sell on the green, buy on the red. So bear in mind that. And I'm sure a lot of people made exactly the same that they start on the crypto world when the price was there, and in the next day the price start to come down. And if you have patience enough, you will see that the market will recover. But do always informed decisions.
I'm conscious of time, so we'll switch back to Paula to finish off this. So we've got a couple of questions in the chat. So one from Steve asking if most of us are traders. I'm not really a trader. I will do the odd few trades, but anyone else want to chip in?
I'm not a trader.
More investment, I think, in this group. Very
Yeah.
few traders. Yeah, it's probably 2 traders in the group, 3 traders max.
Every time that I try to be a trader, I lose money. So
I've put an extra minute on just because I thought there's a few things we can cover off very quickly that were in our topics to discuss. So we've got, let me just share that. Any tools for tracking on the portfolio, but not on mobile? We've talked about that already. So we've got Coin Market Cap has a tracker in it. You've got CoinGecko. I think Masari does it as well, doesn't it?
I don't know. I use just because it's there is advanced things there. I just use it to research what the funds, where the funds are putting the money, the big ones, because the smaller ones I don't care, because most of the time they have interests to go on a specific investment.
And I think a very quick one, Paula, did you want to pick this one up? What's the bridge?
Yeah, I wanted to put this one up. So just very quickly, if you want to talk about it, because I know some people were stuck on it.
Should we do a minute?
A minute should be enough. A minute should be plenty. Okay, so I know I had come up in conversation before with different people that I've been helping in the background. So if one person has asked the question, I'm sure the question is there for many. It was already slightly touched on by John earlier on that when you bring your money onto an exchange and then you want to start moving it between different blockchains and the complexity of doing that. And basically what you need to do is use a tool called a bridge. So for example, on the ETH mainnet, if you have tokens and you're storing them on the ETH mainnet and you wanted to move them to Matic, although Matic is on the ETH blockchain, it's a separate chain as well. So you have to move your tokens over and you use a bridge to do that. Now you can use a bridge as well to move from Ether to BP20, BEP20 tokens. And soon you'll be able to move from Binance Smart Chain straight to Matic as well using bridges. And you'll find these mostly on the exchanges that you'd be using, that you'd be wanting to send your tokens to anyway. So just look for the word bridge and it'll talk you through them what to do.
Good stuff. Well,
Just adding something for the newsbees, because I see a lot of people doing that mistake. So they go to Twitter or to YouTube and they follow that people that shut up a lot of projects out there. If you are a newbie, try to keep on the top coins, on the more solid projects that are on the market for some time until the person feel comfortable to go to more exotic coins, because the risk is massively when you go. You can make a lot of money, but you can lose everything. So bear in mind that the new ones.
Cool. So Paula, I'll hand over to you because I'm conscious it's 8:55 and I know you had a few bits you wanted to.
Okay, so we're finished
what
up
I'll
on
do
that.
with those topics, by the way, I'll keep them. And if this is something you want to cover off in future meetings, we've got a list of things people have put
Yeah,
up.
I think some of them tools that we were looking at and maybe doing something like what David done with us with TradingView, with some of the other tools, I think people would appreciate. Okay, then, well, I only have one other thing before we do finish up, and that is our new contest. So I'm going to get a link because I have a link somewhere. So our new contest is a contest to guess the price of Bitcoin, but you're not going to guess the price of Bitcoin for 1 month. You're going to guess the price of Bitcoin for the month end right up until the end of the year. So for the next 6 months. So I am going to put the form in here. Oh, please be able to just access that form from there.
Yep, nice one.
Okay, so it's 1 entry per person. Okay, you're going to use US dollar amount. So the amounts that you're putting in are dollars, not euros. Okay, so just be careful of that. It won't take the dollar sign beforehand either. It'll tell you that it's not a numerical value if you try and put the dollar in. So assume whatever value you put in there, I'm taking it to be dollars. Okay. So how it's going to work is at the end of every month, I will see how far away everybody is from the actual price, and we'll be given a ranking score. Okay, and the ranking scores will be added together each month, so we have an accumulation leaderboard. So you're not going to win basically on being the closest 1 month. You'll have where the scores will be accumulated. You could be miles away 1 month, but catch up the next month with the way it'll work. So there should be a good change around on the leaderboard every month, which should be a little bit of fun to have. You know, at the moment, I don't know what to say about the price movement. We are traveling sideways. The swings are getting a little bit smaller. We do seem to be narrowing, coming more into a squeeze. So a break is imminent. But whether we break up or we break down is anybody's guess. I think the hopium in me wants it to break up, obviously. But I'm not feeling the up. We also found a new chart as well. I found a new chart. I'm going to share my screen quickly, which you might find amusing. So I put this into the Telegram group today. So can you all see this?
Yep.
This is basically the Bitcoin chart with the moon phases in them and how the price has moved in relation to the moon phase. So this dark circle is a new moon and the light circle is a full moon. So we can see going back quite far that there does seem to be a correlation. This is the daily price candle, by the way. There does seem to be a bit of a correlation in the swings, in the larger swings, so the size of the trends with the change in moon. And we are due a change in moon this week.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at John. He's a big smile on his face. I just couldn't keep it in. Sorry.
I'm not into astrology. I don't
know what to say.
I don't tend to do Mystic Meg stuff, but I thought, to add a little bit of humor.
Can I put my money on this chart?
What'd you say, Marco?
Can I put my money on this chart?
You can. You can find this chart in TradingView. I actually found this. I happened across it. There was a chart in TradingView. There's an indicator in TradingView called Moon. And I said to myself, oh, I wonder is this going to tell me when we're going to moon again? I wasn't expecting these moon cycle things at all. So I wasn't. And when I came up, I was like, oh, whoa. Oh, whoa, look at this thing. So I thought just for the little bit of humor, I throw it in here this evening. You can use this for future guesses of the Bitcoin price if you want to.
I'll remember the one with the rockets on it. What was that called?
Moon
cycle.
Moon cycle or something. Yeah, there was another one with rockets that we came across when we were looking through indicators. Like you can have a bit of fun at the same time. The market's going down, has been traveling sideways. Why not enjoy ourselves? Have you found it there, David?
Oh no, sorry, I wasn't even looking. I didn't know we were going there.
Okay.
I haven't even got TradingView open today.
Oh, I thought you were looking for it. Well, that's it then. So the link is there in the screen or in the chat, and we'll also put it into the Telegram group. Laura, you're not in the Telegram group.
I added her there early on.
Oh, you just added her, did you, Grant?
Just confirm if you did. Get joined. Did I add the right person?
The other thing I was just going to say is if you want a copy of the chat with all the links in, don't forget, if you're using Zoom rather than just using it on the web browser, if you go to the bottom right of the chat, click the three dots and it's got save chat, and it will save it into a Zoom folder so you can access it.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's dead handy. Thanks, Simon.
Yeah, nice one. I never knew that.
You're mindful of information, Simon.
So we just press save chat, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You save the text file somewhere on the folder called Zoom. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Brilliant.
Okay, well, that's it, everybody. Unless anybody has any last quick questions they'd like to jump in and ask. No? Okay, well, Marco, enjoy your holiday.
Thank you. I will try to
enjoy.
I will try to join wherever I can, but I don't promise.
You know that Azora weather that we're expecting is to bypass Portugal and come straight to Ireland, yeah?
Yeah, but he slows down on the way. I think we take the most of it, the weather from there, you know.
No, it's gonna go around you like this.
It's 31 degrees today there, so.
Oh, nice. Well, look, have a lovely time. So everybody else, have a great week, and we will talk to you all again soon. Thank you very much for coming.
Okay,
and I
thank
hope
you.
you found this evening interesting.
Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye bye.
See you,
Thank you.
Wayne. See
Bye.
you, Alfonso,
Bye.
Steve,
Bye
Laura,
bye. Thank you.
Marco, Viviana, John. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Paula.
Here we go. We didn't even have to leave.
Cool.
Oh.
We're still recording. Shall I stop that?